Good Friday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to what's making news today, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And boy, 66 degrees yesterday, 65 today. It was nice, wasn't it, as we look down at the Columbia River and parts of the Wenatchee Valley from our Omi Gardens Sky-Fi Tower camera. We did see more clouds today than we did yesterday. A little bit of breezy conditions at times today as well, but boy, all in all, a beautiful early April day here in north central Washington. And as we head into our Easter weekend, things look nice. Tomorrow, a lot like today. We'll see not so much mostly cloudy. That'll be over in the eastern part of the state, but partly cloudy for Saturday, with high temperatures again in the lower to mid 60s. And then on Easter Sunday, we will see mostly cloudy skies, a bit breezy conditions here in the Wenatchee Valley, with high temperatures Sunday mainly in the upper 50s. And we'll tell you more about weather coming up a little bit later on. And now here are a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. We have video from Grant County Fire District 13, which shows firefighters responding to a trailer fire in the Rimrock community near Palisades. A Grant County man will likely head to prison for 23 years after pleading guilty to federal child pornography and trafficking charges. And the Grant County PUD is one of 3 partners in a plan to develop a commercial nuclear reactor near Richland. But first, our top story tonight, a 30-year-old Orondo man was killed and Highway 97 south of Chelan Falls was fully blocked for several hours yesterday afternoon after a collision between a four-wheeler and a livestock trailer. According to the Washington State Patrol, Jose Villanueva Manriquez was driving a Honda Quad on a dirt road towards the highway, attempted to turn right onto the shoulder of the highway, lost control and crossed the center line where it struck a livestock trailer, which was being towed by 36-year-old Jess S. Darwood of Carlton. Villanueva Manriquez was declared dead at the scene. Darwood and a passenger in his truck were not injured. The accident happened about 1:41 p.m., 15 miles south of Chelan Falls in Douglas County. Villanueva Manriquez was not wearing a helmet. A video from Grant County Fire District 13 shows firefighters responding Wednesday to a trailer fire in the Rimrock community near Palisades. The fire district said significant resources were deployed because of concerns over the high potential for fire growth in that area. The fire destroyed a trailer and about a half acre of surrounding land, but firefighters were able to stop it from jumping a nearby bluff.
Get your packs, fellas.
A Grant County man will likely head to prison for 23 years after pleading guilty to federal child pornography and trafficking charges. 30-year-old Carlos Salgado Velasquez of Warden entered his plea Wednesday in U.S. District Court in Spokane. U.S. Attorney Joseph Hamilton says Salgado solicited, paid, and made explicit video recordings of 4 minor victims. He entered the plea in exchange for a 23-year sentencing recommendation from prosecutors. He's due to be sentenced by a federal judge in early July. The Grant County PUD is one of 3 partners in a plan to develop a commercial nuclear reactor near Richland. The partners say if successful, the advanced reactor would begin producing carbon-free electricity after it comes online in roughly 2027. Grant PUD Chief Kevin Nort signed an agreement joining the so-called Tri-Energy Partnership on Thursday with CEOs of Energy Northwest and X-Energy. Congressman Dan Newhouse lent support to the $2.4 billion project, which will be overseen by the U.S. Department of Energy. The advanced reactor concept uses uranium, carbon, and oxygen fuel and is designed to be immune to overheating and meltdown. Coming up next, as Wenatchee prepares to reopen the city pool on June 12th, Parks Director Dave Erickson says swimming opportunities will still be limited by state restrictions. The middle school in Leavenworth's Cascade School District has a new principal. And Lake Chelan School District band classes put on their spring concert via YouTube this week. And when we come back, we'll let you listen in. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
At Winco, we do everything to save you money. Winco.
So Pam, how's your mom doing?
She's okay. She's struggling. She'd like to stay in her house, and it's getting harder for her to do the daily chores.
What kinds of problems is she having?
Just basic house cleaning, taking care of her house, yard work, taking care of her medicine.
Mm-hmm. It does sound exhausting.
It is very exhausting, and I always worry about her.
Aging and Adult Care can assist you or your loved one to remain comfortably and safely in their own home. Contact them today to start the conversation.
As our students return to learn, the need is great for all positions in the Wenatchee School District. Can you see yourself in these hallways? Or helping support students? Maybe you're an excellent office administrator or educator, or you have a love of sports. The Wenatchee School District is now hiring all levels of positions. You can make the difference in the life of a student and in your own life. Apply now at wenatcheeschools.org.
Welcome back. In another news, as Wenatchee prepares to reopen the city pool June 12th, a year after its COVID-19 shutdown, Parks Director Dave Erickson says swimming opportunities will still be limited by state restrictions. Eric talked with Wake Up Wenatchee Valley's Dan Kuntz about how use of the pool will work under current state guidelines.
Yeah, we're hoping for the best. So, we have to follow all the various COVID guidelines that come out and change. I think they've changed 5 times since February 11th, since we went from phase 2 to phase 3. We're hoping that they maybe stay consistent now at this point so we can plan on some things. But pool will be open, rec programs will be open. They'll look a little bit different than what you're used to. So years previously, if you wanted to come to an open swim, you would just show up at the pool, pay your $2 or $3 and jump in the pool. Now everything is reservation based. And this is just based on the COVID guidelines. So swim lessons are going to be fewer kids per instructor in the water because we have to still maintain distancing. Lap swim, public swims, you'll reserve your spot online and then be able to go to the pool and swim that way. So there'll be some changes. We have all that information on our website, so folks are interested in finding out more, or they can call our office too, and we can walk you through the process.
You guys,
The middle school at Leavenworth's Cascade School District has a new principal. James Swanson will join Icicle River Middle School this summer. Swanson replaces Principal Mike Jansky, who's retiring at the end of June. Swanson was one of 13 applicants for the position. He'll come on board July 1st, overseeing about 280 students from the Leavenworth, Plain, and Lake Wenatchee areas. Public school music programs are becoming pretty good at this whole virtual concert thing, just in time for classes hopefully to return to full-time in person. Lake Chelan School District band classes put on their spring concert via YouTube this week. And as we take you to break, here's a festive sample. watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
Mary Maids of Wenatchee has been professionally cleaning and sanitizing homes and businesses in North Central Washington since 1998. Mary Maids uses commercial-grade cleaners and viricides. Mary Maids has implemented additional safety and sanitation protocols. They are strictly following CDC guidelines for the safety of their clients and employees. For expert help with cleaning and sanitizing your home or business, call or look up Mary Maids of Wenatchee to schedule your free estimate today. Make being home fun again. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa has just what you need to bring fun back into your backyard. We have a wide selection of artesian spas and swim spas, new and used to choose from. We are happy to announce we are now selling Rainbow Kids play structures with 50 models to choose from. To help finish off your entertainment area, we have patio furniture and Komodo Joe grills. At Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, we have just what you need to bring family fun and entertainment to your backyard. Stop by today.
Hi, this is Brian Snyder with Black Rock Asphalt Services here in Wenatchee, your local Black Rock Seal Coat company. Have you looked at your driveway or parking lot lately? Is it gray and oxidized? Does it have cracks that have not been taken care of? Or do you have striping that is pretty much non-existent? Please give us a call locally here, 509-665-9769. Learn more at blackrockasphaltsealcoating.com.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. In tonight's feature story, it's not every day that you can get your life-saving vaccination from a sitting member of Congress. But yesterday, 8th District Representative Kim Schreier was on hand at the Town Toyota Center mass vaccination site to provide COVID-19 shots for her constituents. NCWLIFE's Jefferson Robbins was there and has more.
Kim Schreier was a practicing pediatrician before voters sent her to the U.S. Congress in 2018. She's still certified to practice, though, so on a visit to Wenatchee, she put in an hour at the Town Toyota Center mass vaccination site, putting dozens of COVID-19 shots into the arms of clients, volunteers, and even some of the National Guard members who normally give the shots.
Oh, this is just incredible. It is so gratifying to be able to give vaccines after this year of just a lot of despair. And I know healthcare professionals in particular have felt real despair because it's, you know, in many ways it's still a preventable disease, but so many people are coming to the hospital and dying. And this is like the elixir for that, right? It's getting people vaccinated, so hopeful, people are really happy. So I'm thrilled to participate.
Town Toyota Center has been the distribution point for more than 35,000 doses of Pfizer vaccine. Eligible patients can sign up, show up, drive through, and then park for a 15-minute wait to make sure there's no bad reaction. The presence of the center has helped Chelan County achieve a 23% rate of full vaccination since it opened in late January. Schreier's focus in Congress has largely been health care, including children's health. She was just re-elected last year, and she's introduced multiple bills to strengthen vaccine education, helping families see the value in not just a COVID-19 shot, but routine vaccinations for their kids.
My experience as a pediatrician is that there's only about, at least there used to only about 1% of the families who saw me would be flat out, no way, no how, no vaccine. But then there's a big swath of the public that just has some questions. And I understand that. I mean, gosh, if you take a look at social media, it'll bring up all kinds of questions. So I think at this point we still have demand that exceeds supply, but soon we'll have the opposite. And then I think this is just about figuring out where people are and calming those fears. And I think everybody's got anxiety for a different reason, but now we've had these in millions of arms. People are doing great. I've had mine. I'm thrilled to pieces. My brother's getting his tomorrow. I think that the more people get it and the more the public sees that we're doing great and we're coming out of this, the more excitement there'll be about getting it.
Schreier says she sometimes misses practicing medicine regularly, but feels she's doing more good for more children as a Congress member. And right now she's hopeful about the course of the current pandemic.
I just feel a tremendous sense of optimism, but just a reminder, our numbers are creeping up. And so don't let the guard down quite yet. We're almost there. So, keep going, masking, don't indoor gather, and soon we'll be on the other side of this.
Jefferson Robbins, NCWLIFE.
Time now to take a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope you had a chance to get out and enjoy this Good Friday. And of course, spring break begins for most students around our area as well. And the weather looks nice for the most part for spring break. And boy, wasn't it beautiful today. A few clouds out there as we look down at the Wenatchee Valley from our Omi Gardens Sky-Fi Tower camera. But high temperatures today, unofficially, very nice. 65 today, 66 yesterday. We averaged 62 degrees this week. What a beautiful week. 59 is our normal high. 41 was our low this morning. That's a couple of ticks above 39 where we should be. 78 our record. That was in 1992. Record low last year at 27 degrees. Sunrise 6:37 and we'll set tonight at 7:32. As we take a look at how we shape up for our Saturday, kicking off our Easter weekend, and tomorrow will be nice as well. A little breezy at times, but temperatures very consistent to today. Mainly in the lower to mid 60s. We are actually going to be a little bit warmer than Moses Lake tomorrow. 64 Wenatchee, 63 in Moses Lake, and 63 the high temperature in Chelan. Tonight we can expect partly cloudy skies. Here's our high pressure, and it's still nosing up into the Pacific Northwest. That'll keep us on the mild side with just a light northwest breeze tonight. As we move into Saturday, we mentioned it, a few clouds tomorrow. We will see temperatures about like today, a bit of a south breeze. So you know what that means, some very nice warm air moving our way. There is an area of low pressure off the California coast. Really won't affect us all that much with high temperatures Saturday in the mid 60s. Easter Sunday might be a little bit breezy at times, maybe up to 15 miles an hour. Partly cloudy. It will cool off a little bit too as we see more of a northwesterly flow into Washington. We're talking high temperatures in the upper 50s for Sunday. On Monday, sunny skies, less wind than Easter Sunday. And it will be a little warmer too with high temperatures mainly in Washington state, at least north central Washington in the lower 60s. Tuesday, short and sweet, sunny and mild. Lots of sun around the Pacific Northwest. High pressure again trying to push back in. There is an area of low pressure though that will slide through later in the week, and that'll happen really about Wednesday. We'll see increasing clouds, temperatures seasonal, which will be about 60 degrees then. But here's that next storm system as it scrunches down our area of high pressure, and that'll bring in some clouds. And as I mentioned, temperatures seasonal on Wednesday, but by the end of our forecast, big weather changes headed our way. We'll see a lot of wind move in on Thursday. Look at this wind shear behind the low pressure system. A 30% chance of rain. Temperatures seasonably cool, which means highs generally in the upper 50s to about 60 degrees. Let's take a look now at your 7-day forecast. Tonight, 39 degrees, 64 tomorrow, 58 and cooler on Easter Sunday, and then we'll stay in the low 60s Monday through Wednesday before we see some rain showers on Thursday. High temperature then, 59. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
It's the huge grand opening of Click It RV in Moses Lake. Click It RV and the RV manufacturers have joined together to offer huge incentives and savings.
You guys gotta beat the spring rush and get in here now.
Everything is coming up zero, with zero down, zero payments for 90 days, zero worries, lifetime warranty, and zero for a solar panel with any RV purchase. It's a 000 grand opening going on now at Click It RV in Moses Lake. And get into Click It RV for parts, service, new and used during this huge grand opening sale.
Be a winner like me and get to Click It RV.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Finally Friday to you. The 53rd meeting between Wenatchee and Eastmont takes place tonight in the annual Bridge of Sportsmanship game at Liebofto Field at the Apple Bowl. We'll broadcast the game live here on the NCWLIFE channel. Grant Olson and I will have your play-by-play beginning with the pregame at 6:30. Eastmont riding a 4-game winning streak in the series, which Wenatchee would love to break, but the Panthers will have to do it without starting quarterback J.J. Jelsing. Coach Scott Devereaux says the senior went down with a season-ending leg injury against Royal in Work 3.
It's hard to fill those shoes. You know, he stepped up in a big way, and we changed everything we've done on offense, you know, to put the ball in his hands. And then he goes down, and, you know, the reason we put him at quarterback is we had some young guys that didn't think were quite ready, and now those young guys have got to play. So that's where we are.
Jelsing was Wenatchee's entire offense at a 10-7 Eastmont win back on March 12th. Wildcat coach Michael Don says he expects other players to step up in his absence.
He's out there ready to go. He's scary and he can do a lot of things, but if not, they've got a lot of kids who do some nice things. They've got some big kids. They got kids who can run, and you know, they'll do a great job as a coaching staff. They always do, of putting kids in a position to succeed.
Eastmont comes into tonight's game, that is, with a 3-1 record, having knocked off Ephrata 30-0 a week ago. Now, despite the victory, the Wildcats' offense struggled and the team was penalized over 100 yards. Coach Don says it's all about perspective.
Good. We've just been playing musical players like crazy, and sometimes as coaches we got to do a better job of sitting back and, you know, figuring out why we're making mistakes. And a lot of it is, you know, we're moving guys around. They're doing a lot of new things, and you forget, even though Ivan Corona's played a lot of football for us this year, it was his first week playing wing, and so he was just trying to get his mind right and learn some things, and he did a much better job this week, and we feel like we're ready to roll.
Now, since the Bridge of Sportsmanship Trophy came to be in 2007, presented by the Lions Clubs of Wenatchee and East Wenatchee, in an attempt to reduce the hostility between the two schools, Wenatchee's 9-4 in those games. However, the trophy has remained at Eastmont since 2017. The shortened season and coming off the pandemic just to play has changed Coach Devereaux's approach to the game, no matter the rivalry.
Man, just embrace it and enjoy it. You know, yesterday it was a really good practice. I told them this is the last true football practice for you guys. You know, we got after it really good. Savor the moment, remember it. It went by way too fast this year, and I'm going to miss those guys. You know, there's not that many of them. We lost some seniors that moved away this year, and you know, we have 11 total, and that's counting 3 guys that never played football before. And that's a pretty low number, but they're good kids.
This rivalry, is it such with this weird year we're having? I mean, I know that the trophy's been laying over there for a while, and I'm sure you'd love to get that back. Yeah, you know, definitely our seniors want to play well tonight. Yeah, shortened season, long season, doesn't really matter. You know, we always talk to our kids about it's a faceless team coming in here, but you know, when it's Eastmont, it's Eastmont. Everybody knows that. Bridge of Sportsmanship Trophy on the line tonight when Wenatchee and Eastmont tee it up at Liebofto Field of the Apple Bowl. Join us for our coverage at 6:30 right here on the NCWLIFE channel. Well, the final weekend of football got underway last night with Liberty Bell beating the Chelan JV 48-0. Elmira Cooley Heartline tops Soap Lake 46-0. On the schedule for tonight, Moses Lake plays at Royal. The battle for the bronze shoe is in Cashmere tonight, where the Bulldogs host Chelan at 7 o'clock with the Caribou Trail League also title on the line. Cascade hosts Omak. Oroville visits Manson. Brewster will try to wrap up an emotional undefeated season tonight against Lake Roosevelt. And Tonasket travels to Okanagan. Tomorrow, Waterville-Mansfield will try to wrap up the season on a winning note against Pateras. That game at 2 o'clock. Well, there are still some volleyball matches to be played tomorrow. Wenatchee and Moses Lake will meet at Ephrata beginning at 10 a.m. Cashmere travels to Warden to face the Cougars and Royal Knights. Omak will host Lake Roosevelt and Brewster. A great match will wrap up the season in Quincy tomorrow when undefeated Manson faces the Jackrabbits at 10, followed by the Shockers in Quincy at 2:30. Now, both win. The 6:30 match would feature the 12-0 Trojans against the 10-1 Shockers. Also, Liberty Bell will host Pateras and Tonasket. Well, Cascade ended a difficult season in girls soccer last night with a 4-3 win over Quincy. Royal also beat Brewster 1-0. Coming up tomorrow at 11, Cashmere hosts Okanagan. Chelan entertains Warden, and and Manson travels to Tonasket at 1. Eastmont plays at Moses Lake. Ephrata hosts Wenatchee, and Omak plays at Liberty Bell. Well, Wenatchee-based Greco-Roman wrestler is in Texas this weekend with a shot at becoming an Olympian. Austin Morrow's mom, Erin Markison, says the 27-year-old is on the verge of a dream come true.
Our son, Austin Morrow, is preparing tonight to wrestle on the biggest stage of his life. He is going to be wrestling at 77 kilograms Greco-Roman for the Olympic trials. He is a matter of 2 to 3 wins away from being our Olympian.
That is Austin in the blue singlet there. Markison says only those in the wrestling world would recognize her son since he began wrestling in Europe in high school as a military brat.
He ended up graduating from a base in England, a Department of Defense school, but he wrestled there and he was a 2-time European champion there. We moved back to the States and he qualified for the national tournament there. And at 18 years old, he walked up to the Olympic coach and he said, "I'm going to wrestle for you."
Markison says part of the family will be in Fort Worth to cheer him on in person, while the rest will be here in Wenatchee, glued to their streaming devices. If you have the Peacock network, you can watch the action from Fort Worth, Texas. Best of luck to Austin Morrow. By the way, he won his first match today, so he's that much closer to becoming an Olympian. And if you gave up on the Mariners and went to bed last night, you're not alone. Seattle trailed San Francisco 6-1 in the bottom of the 8th. 30 minutes and 6 runs later, in that same inning, by the way, the Mariners led 7-6. They needed 10 to get her done. They won it 8-7. Jake Fraley walked with the bases loaded in the bottom of the 10th, his third walk of the night, to earn the literal walk-off win. Mitch Haniger made a game-saving sliding catch down the right field line at the top of the 10th to give Seattle a chance. In the bottom of the inning, Seattle and San Francisco play again tonight, 7:10. Yusei Kikuchi going up against Johnny Cueto. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a great weekend. Be safe and sane. See you on Monday. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Eric. And finally on this Friday night, when a SpaceX rocket component broke up over the Northwest back on March 25th, it appeared to re-enter harmlessly. But it turns out at least one large piece of the booster did impact the Earth. This composite overwrap pressure vessel was recovered this week on private property in southwestern Grant County. Sheriff Tom Jones says a team from SpaceX has reclaimed the item, and his office won't disclose any further details about where the component was found. No injuries or property damage have been reported from that re-entry. Now let's check in with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up Monday morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thanks, Grant. I hope everybody has a great Easter weekend, and I hope you make an appointment with us Monday morning at 7 a.m. for a new week of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We will have highlights of tonight's Bridge of Sportsmanship game between the Panthers and the Wildcats. We'll have your week's worth of weather forecasting. Whatever news took place over the weekend, we'll have it for you here. Your first stop, Monday morning at 7 a.m. right here. Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with yours truly. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Dan. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us and have a great Easter weekend.
Boating in the Wenatchee Valley starts at Bob File Boats and Motors. Now you can fish like a pro without breaking the bank thanks to the ProMag aluminum fishing boat by Smokercraft. It features a great layout with a spacious bow casting platform, huge live wells, and in-floor storage to safely stow your gear. See the Smokercraft line of boats at Bob File Boats and Motors on Sunset Highway in East Wenatchee or online at bobfile.com.
Bob File Boats and Motors, we're dealing. Bob File's